Welcome to Kart Passion. Let's go!
In this episode of Kart Passion, a focus on a history spanning over half a century between passion and evolution. Let us discover the genesis and development of Birrell, today Birrell Art, told by its chairman, Mr. Ronnie Sala. Ben Horseman begins to explain everything there is to know about the Douglas Wheel Technology rims, the Gold Cup and Super Master Series, the winners of the two events by WSK Promotion. And finally, time for Amacord, previously unpublished anecdotes relating to the world of karting, to know and to share. When passion for karting is a family affair. In the world of karting, there are realities which have turned their love for this environment into the real power of their existence, which has given and continues to give opportunities to grow, to become not only better, but also bigger. A clear demonstration, the history of the Sala family, of Birrell, today Birrell Art, which in over half a century of existence has significantly contributed to the growth of this extremely fascinating universe. The historic site of Birrell, now Birrell Art, is in Lissone. Here are its headquarters. An industrialised area where the production takes shape, where, that is, the Birrell Art products are moulded piece by piece. Within the same complex is a layout dedicated to the racing team and more. But we will show it all to you in the next episodes of Kart Passion. And now come with us and let us discover the Birrell Art reality, as told by Ronnie Sala himself, the man representing the third generation and who has allowed the brand, the company, to face the 21st century while keeping high up the values of its founders, i.e. passion, innovation and determination. Birrell was born in 1959. My grandfather, given his passion for motorsport in general and for bikes, motorcycles, scooters, etc., bought a kart in America just before the 60s. Because in reality the kart was born in the United States. He made this kart and began to use it together with his brother. And they soon decided to start making one. So in 1959 they started a small production of go-karts. My grandfathers were actually blacksmiths, so they already dealt with iron, steel, welding and so on. And it was not too hard to start putting the first kart together. The history of Birrell was thus born. The first serious competition began just before the 70s. And Birrell slowly began to grow. From there on was a significant growth period for the company, up to the present day. In the 1970s, my grandfather passed away. My father, who was already working with my grandfather, continued the business while making it grow more and more over the years. In 1993, I also started working in the company as a technical engineer. In 1994, I took control of the racing department and I began to manage it directly. From there, the growth of Birrell went on, right up to the present day and having an important reality, having become a leading company in the karting field. The history of Birrell says that over the decades, year after year, it has been able to grow. Yet another evolution took place recently. An equally important chapter making a further step for the brand. In 2014 came an important step, also for Birrell. by doing a merger, an agreement with the Art Grand Prix company, owned by Nicholas Todt, and changing its name to become Birol Art. The new reality of Birol today, i.e. Birol Art, offers young drivers the opportunity to have a complete ladder from karting to Formula One.
Oggi stiamo cercando di migliorare sempre di più le nostre posizioni.
Today we are trying to increasingly improve our positions, our products, our organisation, the racing team. Along with art, we created a more important, stronger, more present reality, and we are here to try to do an always better product. To be better, more importantly, to be able to offer services of a certain level and keep growing in the global karting market. At Kart Passion, we will have the chance to take a deeper look at this aspect, the important association between Birol and Art Grand Prix of Mr. Nicholas Todt, which is also effectively an important opportunity for the growth of new talents. And speaking of talented young drivers, another significant reality for the company is EasyKart.
EasyKart è un progetto nato da
EasyKart is a project created by Birol in 2001. We have reinvented what used to be the go-kart in the 1970s and 80s. In doing so, we have created, and we are now present in about 15 countries worldwide.
Abbiamo creato un progetto molto importante e propedeutico.
A very important preparatory project to get close to the sport of karting and to be able to continue racing at an important level, but with lower costs than those of the high-level international championships. There is much more to tell about EasyKart, as well as on the racing department, a natural goal for the career of the most promising drivers, which has allowed the competitiveness of the brand to stand out also on the track.
Il reparto corse in un'azienda di
The
kart
racing department is essential in a karting firm. It is the heart of the company. The kart is a product which is used at 99% for competition use. So it is important for us to have a racing department that can work on the promotion, the development and image of our product, of what Birol Art is capable of building, is able to offer and is capable of providing. We have a very well organised racing division, detached from the firm through a separate company which only manages the races, and we have workshop trucks which move all around Europe to carry around the drivers to the various races in various categories. It is essential for us to show the validity of our products on the tracks by being competitive and trying to win races and championships. This is the core of the importance of the racing department within the context of a company like ours. Each area of responsibility is a synergistic interconnection of professionalism and know-how, which has enabled Birol Art to be at the highest levels of the field. We will go to the heart of the production, which leads to the realisation of the Birol Art and Ricardo karts. Then we will take to the track and take a close look at all aspects of the Birol Art racing department. All this and more in the next episodes of Kart Passion, because our goal is to focus on the world of kart through those stars who allow karting to express itself at the highest levels. Efficient synergies, transmitting the power to the ground, enjoying the necessary grip, ensuring the kart optimum handling. These actions inextricably connect the tyres to the rims, and regarding the latter, the sovereign that reigns in karting is the Stars and Stripes from DWT, which has its roots in the old continent, to ensure with continuity extremely competitive products to the karting circus. Under the command of the Australian Ben Horstman, a former international kart champion and who has therefore a considerable and in-depth knowledge of the field itself, Douglas Wheels provides sales, marketing and distributions of its products across Europe. Let us then give the floor to Ben Horstman to allow us to begin to discover the DWT world.
My experience started with DWT in 2004. So actually 2003, the last year I was racing as a driver. I started to talk with Doug Henline, who he had a new project of making magnesium racing wheels. In 2004, I did a deal with him to do the development of the wheels, where he flew over 7 times to 7 different races. So I tested his wheels to see if he could make a wheel to the requirement of the Italian manufacturers. At the end of 2004, we sat down together because he had a very good product, and he asked me my opinion of what should he do with his wheel now. There we come to a decision that the only way to get his wheel to the market on the correct way it should be put was to offer it only to OEM as first equipment for their karts exclusively. That's what he decided to do, and we opened this company here in Italy. When Doug started to develop his wheel, the first aspect was safety of his wheel for the driver. That was more than the most priority of all, was the safety. After that then become the performance. But first of all, 100% was the safety of the wheel.
The positioning of the brand on the market has increased significantly until today.
The karting wheels are distributed exclusively from Italy to all karting manufacturers in the world. We export to Australia, to Brazil, to Japan, to the United States, to Italy, Czechoslovakia, France, to any karting manufacturer that would like our wheels. They're all sent from Italy. I think we are the leader of the market. It's that we don't have these exact statistics from our competitors of how many wheels they're selling, but looking at the quantity of karting manufacturers and the quantity of these manufacturers that are our customers, I think we do have a major part of the sales, the global sales for racing wheels.
There are different varieties of wheels available, and the choice obviously varies according to the needs and in proportion to the better response. Let us find more out about our first wheels produced by DWT Magnesium 100% Racing.
DWT has developed a wide range of products over the last 10 years, from the high-level racing magnesium wheels, where we have a very wide range for different applications, to lower-cost die-cast aluminium wheel. That is for amateur racing, rental, and just for people that want to go out and have a ride around in their kart on the weekend.
In the next episodes of Kart Passion, we will show you specifically the magnesium and aluminium wheels, because as we have understood, each wheel has its own specificity and is definitely essential to ensure the best performance on the track. When competition puts on the show. Oh yes, kart racing is always really exciting. And in every race, there is never boredom. WSK Promotion and its decade of activity has raised year after year the level of this motorsport field to the top. And here, professionalism is the distinctive accent which characterises the competition. In this episode of Kart Passion's Racing Time, we found out what happened on the track in the first month of the 2015 calendar. So, the focus on the WSK Gold Cup and Supermaster Series. But let's go step by step. In 2015, a major innovation was introduced. We are talking about the WSK Gold Cup, a single race which took place on the Circuit of Adria on the weekend of March the 1st. On the asphalt of the Adria Karting Raceway, surely one of the most exciting tracks of international karting, 130 drivers battled and gave it all until the last lap, and presenting the trophies to the best and outstanding former karting champion Alex Zanardi. A hard-fought KZ2, which saw the victory of Tony Kart driver Flavio Camponeschi. The same applies for the KF, where the winner was Carol Bash of the Cosmic team. Victory in KF Junior for Christian Lundgaard of Tony Kart. In the Mini 60cc class, success for the Norwegian Dennis Hauger. Let's move on to the WSK Supermaster Series. The series, organised by WSK Promotion, ended its series of 4 races on the circuit of Sarno. Once again, a great success for WSK Promotion, which brought the calendar rounds up to 4. The start was on the Adria circuit over the weekend of March the 8th, followed by Castelletto di Branduzzo, then in mid-April, Muro Lecese. Next, the circus moved to Sarno in late April. The categories were International KZ2, KF, KF Junior, along with the 60cc mini category. And after 4 spectacular rounds with about 190 drivers at each event, the 2015 edition of the Super Masters Series saw as winners in the KZ2 the Tony Kart driver from Brescia, Marco Ardigo. In KF final, victory for the Dane Nicholas Nielsen of Tony Kart. Another victory for Tony Kart with Englishman Clement Novalak winning KF Junior. A win in the extreme for the 60cc mini driver, Norway's Dennis Hauger. The 2015 winners will be asked to grant a revenge to their opponents next July on the 4th, when the Adria kart track will host the unprecedented WSK night race called the Night Edition. A word of advice: save the date. It's an event not to be missed. The world of motorsport is inextricably linked to the karting universe, and in this field there are stories so fascinating and so untold that they are worth discovering and sharing. And at Kart Passion, we could not underestimate their importance, thereby devoting to the souvenirs of those who live and have always lived karting from the inside. This space, Emicord. In this episode, we have given the stage to a very special character, Marco Lucchinelli. Yes, the crazy horse off the top of the class of the Motorcycle World Championship of the 1980s, 500cc World Champion in 1981. In short, someone who was really on full throttle, and who within his career also got to be known on 4 wheels. And he has something to tell us about karting. So, time for Emicord.
Io ho avuto esperienza anche nel
I have also had an experience in karting, as well as in Formula racing in 1984. But in karting it was not such a competitive experience. Let us say, as we're all former drivers, myself, Anu, Tombe, Lafitte, Lauda, Jabouillet, Andretti, and we did a winter series which was invented more than anything for fun, because it was at Homestead in Miami, Santo Domingo, Haiti, and Monte Carlo. So it was a bit of a holiday for us. But then when we got on the karts, we turned competitive like when we were paid to go racing. So we had fun. I also had the satisfaction of winning that championship. It was 2001, so a long time ago, but I enjoyed it so much. It is an educational sport as it shapes the body, reinvigorates, strengthens your arms, and it is a sport that many drivers use today as training for motorcycle racing, such as Valentino Rossi is someone who still uses go-karts a lot. The late great Marco Simoncelli used to, Marco Melandri, in fact a lot of riders, even today, use karts for training. I was fortunate that Johnny Cecotto went to Formula 1, leaving a place in Formula 3000. Bernie Eccleston let me, Franco Uncini and Barry Sheen tried Piquet's Brabham at the Paul Ricard circuit, and I was fast. So he gave me a contract for 1 season with the Works Lola, together with Pascal Fabre, who at the time was considered the heir of Alain Prost. And I also made a good impression. The misfortune was that Gianfranco Castiglione meanwhile bought Ducati. He called me at home and said, "Lucchinelli, now we are going to race in the USA. I bought the Ducati." And I asked him, "Which model did you buy?" "I bought the factory Lucchinelli," and he bought the Ducati factory, and my motorbike career began again, because I started winning the Battle of Twins in Daytona, at Laguna Seca, and then the year after we started the Superbike World Championship, where I won the first Superbike race with Ducati. In short, here is the whole story. But, well, these are passions. Driving a Formula car is being on one thing where you choose to go fast or you can choose to go slow. You cannot give the blame to anybody. It is the most beautiful thing. It is the only place where you're in control. On a machine where you decide whether to go fast or slow. For me, it is one of the most beautiful things.
See you next time with Kart Passion.